Hi, my name is Sheila Carreno. Welcome to another edition of the Knowledge Vault. And we'll pick up in this episode right where I left off. Handbook for the New Paradigm, Volume 2, Embracing the Rainbow. We are at session number 22, page 199, if you are following along in the book. And it begins. When the transition begins to take place within each individual consciousness, there will be a literal rebirth as the awareness is released into a new sphere. The acceptance of the reality of multiple layers of endeavor that are operating simultaneously with the multiple agendas is the first step of entering greater dimensional living. That's true on every level. The personal reality is enveloped within local, regional, state, national, and global realities that are each focused on greater agendas and are each a more encompassing reality. It is the purpose of the purposeful negative planners to encompass and blend these multiple realities into one blended focus with one agenda, theirs. Mankind can avoid participation in an experience of a collapsing dimensional reality by creating its own new experience within the negative plane. It is possible to do this through participation of the creation of the new paradigm. Each may participate in bringing forth its unknown and yet to be created layers of encompassing new realities. Without the knowledge of the magnitude and power of this project, the negative planners cannot prevent it. If the desire, commitment, and resolve to bring it forth is present and active in the necessary number of humans, there is no way they can control a human's ability to focus on the creation of a new reality unless that human allows their thought process to be overwhelmed. Granted, it will take commitment and resolve, but the potentiality to do this is present in all. Except those with advanced brain deterioration. Now it says accept. The word is accept, but I think they mean accept those with advanced brain deterioration. And personally, now I'm not going to put words in their mouth here, but what I saw when I asked that in my head just now, to what do they defer? It's the mind virus that Lisa wrote about. That is the brain deterioration. The idea that the programming and conditioning and all is the only way. This whole, there's no other way to describe it except a mind virus. Though, and so back to the book here, those beings would include those with advanced Alzheimer's. And it's in parentheses here. It is interesting to note the honoring of a disease by capitalization. That's the end parentheses. It says those beings would include those with advanced Alzheimer's, those that have, quote, fried their brain cells with excessive drug abuse, and those with particular birth defects. Again, it is noted that free will choices of lifestyle will have end results that must be accepted. How these choices play out remain unknown to others. Each must answer to or be rewarded for these within their own lifetime review. The choice to transcend experience into wisdom is always available, but it must be a true realization, accompanied by a shift in attitude and deed. Ah, okay, so that's the answer there. Okay, I'm just being shown something. There's a lot of beings who say, yeah, but they're, these evil, folks, they gotta be punished, blah, 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 right? All of this kind of thing. Um, Forgiveness is offered to all. It's there, this shift in attitude and deed has to be accompanied those who claim to be, oh, I get it now, that wasn't, and I'm supposed to, oh, that kind of thing. You see what I mean? I don't know why, and I may not be saying that right, but I was just shown something that I was encouraged to try to share. So I don't think that didn't make a lot of sense somehow. At any rate, back to what it says. The choice to transcend experience into wisdom is, I want to say transmute too, because sometimes an experience is something that is to be changed from one, for me anyway, from one conception to another. That's the whole point of the experience for me. I've seen that, right? So it's also a transmuting, I would say. The choice to transcend experience or transmute experience into wisdom is always available, but it must be a true realization accompanied by a shift in attitude and deed. It must be remembered that the universal law of attraction works. The clarification and understanding of the nuances these laws encompass much understanding. The opportunity to know of and understand the application of these could be greatly enhanced by the teaching of enlightened beings who would walk among you if invited and when it is safe for them to do so. Yeah, because listen, there are beings here now that have this information, and it's not safe for them to walk among, if you get my meaning. There is a spiritual law book available, but the study of it must not interfere with the focus on the manifestation of the new paradigm. Without the framework of a new paradigm within which to experience the understanding and use of these laws in practical reality, it would be difficult for Earth's humanity as a whole to experience these truths. That I'm feeling the channeler's perception filter here, experiential filter a little bit with this. But that's just me. Back to the book. It is necessary to begin at a practical beginning point. It is within possibility for those who are reading these messages to begin to contemplate the action of the first two laws of the universe within their life experience at this time. The law of like drawing like sometimes looks like opposites attracting, as in the case of relationships. However, on a deeper understanding, when reviewed in wisdom, further along in the duration of the experience, I've talked about that. That's hindsight, is what they're referring to here. More similarity than difference is usually discovered. Too true. The ability to deliberately attract the experience or lack of the experience of material manifestation into being through purposeful thought and endeavor supports the awareness of the second law. The law of allowance is more difficult to perceive because of the degree of control exercised individually and by outside psychological, including religious and technological mind manipulations. It is indeed difficult for most of mankind to actually have and or maintain a sovereign attitude. Even somebody who's practicing this constantly still looking outside, at least when I look outside now, I'm asking myself before I do things, right? It's becoming more and more automatic that I do that, that I ask my inner guidance if I am unsure about something, anything that I'm hearing, seeing. The opportunity to live life with freedom of choice and be allowed to observe and learn from the results of those choices is rare. Do declare the desire to do so. To declare the desire to do so is incorporated within the desire for a new paradigm of experience. Now, you see, this is exactly my point for me. As I was on a break, I was just in the kitchen saying this to Lisa. This is so apropos how my life goes, right? The opportunity to live life with freedom of choice and be allowed, and that's in italics, to observe and learn from the results of those choices is rare. Feel into that for a moment. Because I feel like that is exactly what we are supposed to be doing, right? Only we want to blame everybody else, but every move I've made, every free will choice I have made has led to this moment of now. I'm the only one making choices for me. There's no gun in my head. To declare the desire to do so is incorporated within the desire for a new paradigm of experience. And I totally agree with that. The choice to participate in the creation of the new paradigm must not involve commitment to enslavement by yet another set of rules and regulations that simply control in a different way. I agree. That would not be a new paradigm. Herein lies the difficulty of transcending what exists and conceptualizing an entirely different framework of experience. And I'm being shown that quote by Einstein now to continue to do things in the same old way, expecting a different outcome, is the very definition of insanity. So, of course, an all new way is called for in these moments of now. It is only the statement of purpose that is necessary. It must be followed by a slim, concise outline. Fleshing it out will be the adventure of the new future. Yes, I agree. A very basic outline will not seem to be enough, but if more is attempted, it will be contaminated with the concepts of the presence. I agree. That's why I love. And now for something completely different. Completely different. Surely mankind has had enough of the same old, simply repackaged, and that always has produced physical and spiritual indigestion. Repetitions, again, these are to keep the focus where it is intended. First, focus on the individual consciousness transition from victim to victor. It is the victor that writes the history. This time, do not bother to write the history of the past, for it is what it is, and there will be no time to care. Number one. And number two, there's a whole bunch of different kind of histories being put forth right now. And so, and I don't know, I love that they're saying this. It is time to move on. This time, it is the victor that will write the history of the future. This message and this project are gifts. These messages and this project are gifts to Earth's humankind from their galactic brothers and sisters to help ensure it is they that write their own future and not the enslavers. The question is, will the gifts be accepted and acted upon by enough of humanity to change the unpleasant future planned to manifest in the very near future? Your decision is awaited with great love and caring. All the help possible is given at all times for the asking. Only when you are able to ask from the greater perspective of the victory of control of your own consciousness can physical help be given, not on an individual basis, but to the planet and its inhabitants as a whole. Wow. That's the end of number 22, and that's all I'm going to read for today. These are going out today. Today is November 4th, 2023. So these are going out today, and I will be I'm going to be going live. Crystal and I are going to try to go live tonight on New Light Streaming Love YouTube channel. I hope you will join us. And till we meet again, be well, my friends, and move in every moment towards that which brings you the highest joy. It is possible. Be well.